Hey, what's up DLRs? Mike Boards with the Mike Boards channel. Thank you for watching. We're talking circuit breakers today, and we are going to show you the proper and safe way on how to replace a 4-pole, some call it a quadplex circuit breaker. Let's get started. Making our way to our household circuit breaker panel, and behind this sunshine and saltwater frame is the panel, and let me remove this. And on the inner side here is a custom-made diagram. As you see, all of our circuit breakers properly organized and titled. Let's take a look inside. Two different camera angle, and as you see, to the left side is A and to the right side is B. In DIYers, we do not have a main shutoff lever or breaker, and that really allows us to date the age of this circuit breaker panel. It's about 50 to 60 years old. However, as you can see right here in the center portion of this 4-breaker setup, we have two 20 amp poles. Those two 20 amp poles are built into the same breaker and they do not come apart. However, again, coming up top, there is no main shutoff breakers. In most cases, you will have either one main, which is really big, or two mains, one for each side, or their respective buses, that you can just carefully trip or turn to the off configuration, and it will cut all electrical power feeding down to your entire circuit breaker panel and all of your breakers. However, again, we don't have that, and we will show you what we want to do next. I have a little tool here, and down below in the comments and description will be a link on where to purchase this. DIYers, this is an extreme must when working with your electrical panel. All we are going to do is turn this to the on position. You see it glows green, and basically all we are going to do is go breaker to breaker. Now the main is still turned on at the meter. However, you should not get any readings or electrical pull from the outer portions of the breaker when you touch them with your hand. However, in our case, when we make it all the way to the top, you will notice, check that out, not all of it. I'll set that tool aside, and if you experience that or have that set up, that may lead you to believe that these are your main shutoff breakers. However, they are not. As I go back to the diagram, as you can see, upper left and upper right, the 220 amp circuits will start on the left-hand side, outlet inside, washer dryer room, and then to the right, kitchen lights, pantry light, microwave, dishwasher, kitchen outlets. Again, those are not your main shutoff breakers, or not ours in that case. Alright DIYers, hey, a quick break in the action, and the only reason that the top two 20 amp circuit breakers on the A bus bar as well as the B bus bar are triggering that tool to blink red and detect electrical power is because just above those breakers are the main and hot electrical power cords or cables that feed into the walls and all the way outside to the meter. And long story short, the tool itself is detecting that power that is above each of those breakers, basically behind the A and the B on that aluminum panel, where again, each of the wires or cables are secured into their respective jacks to supply power to the entire electrical control panel and the respective bus bars. So again, touching those two top breakers with your hand, in our case, we will not get shocked, but again, just be careful. Yours might be different. Making our way outside, and inside this entire enclosure, we will be able to locate our exact home's meter and shut the power off. Coming inside the enclosure and locating our exact meter, as we see right there. And we will switch that up to the off position. Back inside to the panel and grabbing this tool, turning it back on, and as you can see, the electricity is no longer feeding to the upper breakers as shown here, as well as down below. What we are going to do next is remove these screws and remove this entire faceplate of the panel to gain access to everything inside. Taking a step back, I'm going to carefully close the door, and we've got two large flathead screws or bolts up top and one center one on the bottom. And I'm going to remove the two upper screws first. Followed by the lower screw. And as you remove this, take note that the panel will begin to fall forward. Just be careful. And if yours is like ours, paint it over. Just be careful as you separate the plate from the wall. You don't want to pull or rip paint away from the wall. That would not be good. Just carefully peel it away as shown here. And a view of the back side or inner side of that plate. And check that out, we now have much better access to the entire inner workings and wiring and bus bars of our household circuit breaker panel. Coming inside to a close-up view, and you can see all of the electrical wires, and yes, it probably looks pretty intimidating, but it's really not. Let's focus on the upper two black or thicker cables that feed into the top portion of the cluster. Again, those are the live wires, which they are not live at this point. We did shut off the main shutoff outside of the meter to a different camera angle. And again, back to this tool, I'm turning it to the on position, locking it in place, and I'm coming up top just to verify no electricity is feeding in past these main cables and into our circuit breaker panel. In addition, I am now going all the way down both sides just to ensure that all electricity has been cut. And if this begins to beep or blink red, that's not what we want. Now to the right side, or the B bus. And then directing our attention to the very specific breaker we are going to replace. And again, no electricity is being registered by this tool at that location. It is safe to move forward and continue with replacing that breaker. Another quick reposition of the camera and DI at this point. It is imperative that you take photos of all of the wires that feed into your 4-pole or quad pole / quad duplex style breaker. And as you can see, going to the upper or top 40 amp, we have a thicker black wire, and coming all the way down to the bottom, that same thick black wire into the lower 40 breaker. And the two center where the 20s are, the top is a white and the wire below that is a black. So with that said, from here, I'm just going to carefully remove all of the black wires and save the white wire for last. Down to the lower wire. And I'll push that down, kind of loop it in and under so it doesn't get confused with the upper one. And I'm going to loop that up as shown there and out of the way. And now to the 2-pole portion of the breaker, removing the black wire, and last, the white wire. And there it is. I'll set that down as shown there. Last but not least, again, the white wire. As you see there, on the inner side of the bus is where the breaker connects into the electrical contact, and on the outer portion of the breaker is where it loops or clamps in to an inner hook that really has no relation to the electrical power. However, since it's on the left-hand side, we are going to shift it to the left, and I'm going to push in on my thumb to ensure that the portion of the breaker that loops in and around the hook stays in place, and just coming over to the right and pushing it to the left, and pivot it or shift it as shown there. And from here, it should be able to continue to come out. And on the left inner side, again, you've got that little hook. And from here, just shift it forward or back to the center, as shown there. And I will reset these. Check that out. And very important, here is your brand and information to purchase the exact replacement part. And there are the two inner hooks that I was talking about that again have no relation to electricity. However, the inner prongs there, you can see the electrical contacts, one on top, one on bottom. That is what the inner portion right here of the breaker feeds into and completes the electrical current. And again, just ensure that any breaker that got offset or shifted as I remove that one is properly reset and positioned. Here we are to the workstation, and in front of us again is the 4-pole or 2 single poles and 1 double pole, aka a quad duplex. However, again, here is a close-up view of the electrical contacts that feed into place, and you will notice on the right-hand side you have a little wire loop, which is not present on the left side. And here's some part number information, as you see right there. And this is a QT type, which is important, again, when replacing or purchasing a replacement. And again, make sure you have the exact same breaker. In our case, 40 on the outer and 20 on the inner. 2 singles and 1 double. In addition, here are the screws that we loosened up. And inside here, very important, is where the wires feed into. And as you can see, the inner 2 have an orange coating. And again, that is the inner double pole portion of the 4-pole breaker. And again, using this information here, in our case, model number Q24020, and all the way over here, 40-20 amp, 4 poles. From here, down below in the comments and description will be a link to replacement breakers, and we will go grab the new one and get it installed. We now grab the brand new circuit breaker, old one on the left, new one on the right, and again 40s on the outer, 20s on the inner, and just make sure everything is exactly the same. However, the old one being 55 plus years old, it does have an old part number. In other words, the brand new part on the right hand side has a superseded new part number, and again just verifying everything is the exact same. You will notice with the new circuit breaker, the inner 2-pole portion or 20 amp leads or contacts aren't orange, but again, the old one is 55 years old. In addition, you'll notice a little better insulation on the inner portion where these screws are. And DIYers, in the event that you have inner contact plates in here, you will want to ensure that when you resecure the wires or cables inside their respective inserts, make sure they are in between those contact plates. In other words, don't have the bolt head be what secures the wire in place. That's not good. Coming to the back and bottom side, and there is the hook portion that again will loop in as shown here and slide into place. Let's go back and get this installed. In addition, make sure that the breakers are in the off position. In our case, all the way to the left. However, here is some information. And again, the only difference with the superseded part number is they added the letters C, T, and the number 2, as opposed to what it was before 50 years ago, W24020. W24020CT2. Back to the panel and referencing those 2 inner hooks, and again, that is what this portion of the new breaker will secure into. And then the opposite end, where the electrical contacts are, will slide in and make contact with the inner contacts there. And go slow, be precise, do not force anything, come in at an angle, and again we are looping those inner hooks inside those braces, and once you're in, just carefully slide it and connect the electrical contacts. And that's a lot more firmer, and I like it. From here we will reverse the steps in regards to the wires, and we will secure the white wire followed by the lower black wire that feeds into the lower 20 amp pole of the 2-pole breaker, and then the 2 outer and thicker black cables. And as you tighten these in place, I recommend holding the wire as you screw them tight. Do not over tighten them, but you definitely want them snug. Followed by the lower. And again, followed by the 2 outer and thicker 40 amp wires. Now to a close-up view, and the entire 4-pole circuit breaker has been installed, and DIY is extremely important before moving on and restoring power to your home. Double check everything. And that includes the wires inserted into their respective areas and secured snug with these screws. The breaker itself is positioned properly and locked in place on the inner bus and hooks. And again, just double check everything. We are going to leave both 40 and inner 20s in the off configuration. We are heading back outside to restore power. Back inside and grabbing this tool and turning it on, as shown there, and detecting electricity will blink and beep red as you see. And again, these are off and these are on. And I'm going to turn the 4-pole breaker back on and ensure it's working properly. DORs, I hear the hot water up and running now. And again, over the next couple hours, I'm just going to monitor this to ensure it's not overheating or humming, or the absolute worst, giving off burning odors, which would be an extremely unsafe situation. To a closer view, and again, electricity has been restored and the breaker is up and running and in use and operation. And again, just double check everything and monitor that new breaker as well as the wiring over the next few days to ensure nothing is out of the ordinary. And from here, we will re-secure the panel plate and door. Take a step back, and the cover plate as well as the door is re-secured to the panel, and DIYers, that is it. However, again, over the next few days, just monitor the operation of the breaker and make sure there is no vibrating or humming sounds. Make sure that the breaker itself is not warm or hot. And again, that's it. We hope this helps. Do us a favor, below the video, you will see that thumbs up icon. Click on that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely ring your YouTube bell. That would be very helpful to us. We'd really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching.